Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? So, I really wanted to take a few seconds and talk about some of the weird shit that is going on, right? As somebody who was sexually abused and somebody who endured that when I was a young child at the age of 5, it is absolutely horrific to see how the new Jeffrey, well, not the new, but this whole Jeffrey Epstein scenario has been turned into a meme. You've got I've got my world leaders making jokes about it. People in the news or influential people are not taking it seriously. And really, at the end of the day, I don't think anything is going to happen. These people are not going to be held accountable. But what it really hurts, or the people that it really hurts, is the victims. It hurts people who had the courage to speak out and they weren't believed or they were met with resistance. In my case, something as simple as telling my parents, I told my parents that I had suffered sexual abuse at the hands of family members, at my cousins, and my mom's reaction was, okay, you got raped when you were a child. Why are you making a fuss about it now? And my dad, till the end of, well, one of the abusers, they were getting married, and my dad really wanted me to attend the wedding. And like literally a few days even before the wedding, he's still not understanding why I'm choosing not to go. I had Stockholm syndrome for the longest time. I was made to be okay with these people, people who preyed upon me when I was 5 to 10, 5 to 9 actually, because at around 9 I moved to the U.S. and I got a chance to step away from these horrific people. But it was made to be normal. I was made to care for them. I was made to respect them. But one day when I snapped, I'm like, why am I putting on a facade to respect somebody who preyed on me when I was a child and somebody who took advantage of my innocence? Now, as far as seeing, that's my alarm to go to sleep. I have an alarm to go to sleep. But as far as what's going on in the world, like, I don't think these people are going to be held accountable. Like, it, the world leaders, there's a reason they don't want the list to come out. There's a reason why certain sides are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that there are no files, there are no people. It's just a, ghost chase or whatever the word is that people use. It's just personified in a sense, right? So it really does a disservice to people who went through it or people who chose to speak out, because in a way the world or the current political climate makes it seem as if our stories are not valid or their stories are not valid. In my case, I mean, I no longer need to validate my story to my parents, to anybody anymore, or try to defend it like, hey, this happened, this was wrong. I know it was wrong. I know what happened. I lived it. But it does make me think that the pushback that I got, the things that I went through, I can't imagine the little kids who might have suffered at the hands of Epstein or leaders, we'll just say that, allegedly, and for them to see how the whole fucking conspiracy or is, well, one is being taken as a conspiracy, and two, it's been turned into a fucking meme. Like, if it's something like, one of the most serious things that somebody could do is take away the innocence of a child, and we're just, or the news or the left side or the right side, whichever side it may be, or whichever side you may fall on, is just making fun of it. Whether you agree with the left side, whether you agree with the right side, I think we all can agree at the end of the day that a child's innocence should be protected. And as somebody who was robbed of their innocence at the age of 5, I feel absolutely disgusted at the current timeline that we're living through, because it is just so sad to see and so sad to kind of, in my mind, I'll go through that again and I'm like, damn, it really is hard to speak out about these things because nobody believes you, or the people that you want to believe, or that the people that you want to believe you will either just write it off or you won't really truly get the justice. So since I didn't get the justice, I feel like a lot of the people or a lot of the victims, they're just never going to get the justice because none of these people are going to be held accountable, like, ever, because of how powerful they are, because of how who they are. And even in my case, like, I thankfully I was strong enough to even confront the people who preyed upon me. But even then, they narcissistic cunts that completely disregarded the fact that they did those things and the fact that they were in the wrong. One of them, Justin, as we'll call him, went as far as to say I was bringing this up because I wasn't doing well in life. And as far as I can recall, I've always done better than him. And I'm always going to do better than him. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I don't prey upon children. I don't do weird shit. When he was in university, he was dating girls from my high school, which is just absolutely fucking weird. But at the end of the day, that's how I feel. I'm saddened by the reality that we live in, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and that's just how it is. And reliving some of those triggers and seeing it happen to some other people is absolutely horrendous. I mean, I hope in a perfect world that everybody who does unspeakable things gets brought to justice, but we don't live in a perfect world. Just like in my case, those people, they're never gonna. I'm never gonna get justice, and secondly, just there never even took any accountability because that's what narcissistic people do, and that's just the world that we live in. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. But if you agree that with anything that I said, just feel free to comment, feel free to share your thoughts. And yeah, it's just a discussion. It's within the community, within the people who might have went through something similar, or they see people, which is what Indian and Pakistani people, like Middle Eastern people, that's how it is. Like, if you talk about certain topics or if you try to be vocal about certain things, you just get shut down. And the people who are responsible rarely take responsibility. They rarely get punished for it. They rarely um, get, they rarely turn to the black sheep, Um, Within my family, I'm more of the black sheep now because guess what? I don't associate with anybody and nobody associates with me. But I'm pretty sure they talk to those fucking pedophiles. But yeah, it is what it is. But later.